This project that we're working on right now is actually the largest gopher tortoise relocation ever conducted. This is one of what may end up being as many as 700 tortoises on the site that we may be able to rescue.
One by one, these gopher tortoises are excavated from their deep burrows as rescuers try to save them before their habitat is destroyed by development.
On these kinds of development sites in Florida, developers are allowed to pay a fee to the state in order to ignore the gopher tortoises on the property. So basically the bulldozers roll in and they can roll right over the tortoises and entomb them in their burrows. Because of the tortoises' slow metabolism, it can take them months. They suffer for months before dying of dehydration, starvation, or suffocation underground. That's why we're here. We don't want these animals to suffer that kind of a death.
On this site outside Jacksonville, Florida, the developer is allowing tortoises to be rescued from their burrows before starting construction. Retrieving each tortoise requires time and effort. The rescue team uses a long pipe to shore up the burrow, while layers of sand are carefully removed, first with a backhoe and then by hand.
So we excavate down gradually. This one was probably closer to 12 feet in depth and 25 or 30 feet in length.
Is that a female or a male?
A tortoise saved is the reward for nearly an hour of painstaking digging and the knowledge that each animal rescued will get a new permanent home.
Negosi Plantation, a nonprofit organization, approached the developers with a unique proposition to excavate and relocate the tortoises at their own expense, accept them onto their land in an effort to repopulate, restock previously occupied habitat on their land that had been depleted due to hunting. The developer provided funding to preserve habitat elsewhere in the state. Negosi gets gopher tortoises, and our gopher tortoises get a new home.
I'll soak the little one in there.
Each gopher tortoise is hydrated and placed in a plastic bin.
Is this the bin she's going to be staying in?
The recovery team then adds hay to provide bedding. The cool, confined environment created by the bin mimics the conditions of a gopher tortoise burrow. The Humane Society of the United States drives a truckload of tortoises some 6 hours from Jacksonville to their new home at the Negosi Plantation, located on the Florida Panhandle.
So this is a female.
Here at Negosi, Director Mataresco measures and weighs each tortoise. He also notches the shell for future identification.
They don't like it very much when you're doing it, but it doesn't hurt them.
And adds a radio transmitter to track the tortoise's movement.
This is a long-term research project to understand how tortoises do following relocation, not just the first year, but 5 and 10 years out.
The tortoise's new home is a 350-acre area enclosed by fencing.
Our research has shown that you can't just put tortoises out on a relocation site without enclosing them, otherwise they'll just take off and they have a homing instinct where they try to return to where they were from. That could mean they might just walk miles and miles trying to get back to where they came from until they encounter roads or someone might pick them up. All right, girl, here's your new home.
Releasing the tortoises within a fenced area will keep them safe.
She sees the burrow.
After 9 months, they should acclimate to their new home.
For me, it's really personally satisfying to know that this, for example, this individual tortoise would have likely been, buried on the development site, but we were able to get it off the site and bring it over here, and it's going to now live out its life here. This is conservation land that's being protected in perpetuity, so these tortoises are going to be able to really thrive here. Every tortoise that we can bring out here it's a victory.